Welcome back, everyone, to another Gaming on the Brain playthrough. Today we've got a Konami game, g.i.joe, which, yeah, some people might know the g.i.joe license.
Yeah,
I think probably everybody in the world.
But this game is I'm not gonna call it a rip off because I think that's absolutely disrespectful. But it's a really good game going by what I've just played. It's a Cabal clone though, in the same vein, but it's obviously got its own little features like being able to, like every level has you moving forward in the scenery, which I thought's really cool. You've got rockets now, but you don't have like a wall function of like Cabal had, which I think is very deliberate because you learn to use more credits. Very impressive graphically as well. Mode 7 on a big scale, wouldn't you say?
I wouldn't say it's not Mode 7, it's like Super Scaler, isn't it?
Oh, well, yeah, it looks very similar to like some of Sega's stuff. I think I did say this in at least one arcade, but it was quite a rare game, I think. Plus 1992, things were getting a little bit quiet here and there, weren't they?
Yeah.
But I mean, I'd never really played this at the time. We've just done one full level there, and I was like blown away. So obviously it's got a canny little story intro as well, some nice full colour art. Very much expected by from Konami at this time. Very similar. It's got that Konami sound that everyone knows, you know. So
strike, ching.
You just know it. You just know it straight away. It's only Konami that does that, isn't it?
So I've played through this once when I first discovered it, probably about 4 or 5 years back, and I remember like finishing it and thinking that was a really good game. Actually.
Yeah, it looks great. Well, I was impressed. The first boss was like a nice idea, you know. Like it could have easily been quite generic, and I thought it wasn't. So again, I mean, it's quite a few years newer than Cabal, but it definitely takes that style and runs with it and makes it its own, doesn't it? You know, like look at the graphics are lush. I mean, you know, this would have been very impressive at the time. I don't think this got released on any home console either, which I'm going to look. I'm going to look into it. Like I don't think it did, or if it did, it may have had the license stripped out, and it's had a generic type in. Maybe we'll pass it by, so possibly, you know. But do you want to get it on?
Yeah, let's do it. Let's get some credits in.
Yeah,
we're going to enjoy this one.
Yeah.
I'm going to be.
That's the other thing as well. We've got a choice of 4 characters, and that, you know, I think that's very cool. What I don't know yet is if they've got like slightly different attributes and that, you know. So quite possible that they do. You pick up different guns as well, just like Cabal, other power-ups as well, and you have like a rocket launcher as a secondary smart bomb weapon.
Yeah, which does a lot of devastation actually, doesn't it?
I've just seen it, but it actually feels way cooler than chucking grenades like Cabal, to be honest.
The only problem is I missed the boom noise. But,
yeah.
But hey, on chemical plant, I missed the E out.
I mean, look at this. This is just great. It's like.
Don't forget, I got your R for you. So when you pick up that R, you get like a auto fire. So you can hold down the button.
Again, just like Cabal as well, we've got the destructible scenery, which is a given because I mean, in that game, it was amazing what stuff you could take out. Obviously, Blood Brothers as well being the sort of unofficial sequel to Cabal, although we like to consider it a very much a sequel. You know, I think that's a great game as well. The thing is, as well, just generalising this sort of sub-genre of shooter, because they're not exactly Operation Wolf, they're not exactly Commando or Akari Warriors or Contra. You know, it's very much its own thing. You know, as I said, you know, if you like games like Operation Wolf or Thunderbolt, House of the Dead, things like that, you know, you probably would like this type of game, but it is its own beast as well.
You're not going to see any platforming or anything.
No,
it's no jump for the start.
I take you where you're having more like actual direct control of the character.
A game you mentioned just earlier, though, Glenn, Aquajack, if anybody's familiar with that. That's similar to this, but you're in a boat and
obviously, but much quicker as well.
You've got jumps and stuff to do in that as well, so it keeps you like going for a bit of variety, you know. But
that's another game as well. I don't think I've converted or anything. To be honest, I don't think I've seen it on anything. You know, there were some similar games on the home computers. I mean, I remember the mini run or I don't know how you say it. A game on the Mega Drive that had you in a boat shooting stuff. There was Live and Let Die, which was a Dormark computer game of the time, which again very similar. Like road blasters in a boat, basically, if you want to call it that.
Was there anything to do with James Bond, like?
What?
Wasn't anything to do with James Bond? Like?
It was, but it wasn't. Because what happened is originally it was a very different game with a different title, and Dormark bought the license to make.
Yeah, because that's right.
I think to me, it's not. You know, the truth is, it's not actually a bad game. What's bad about it is it should not have been linked to the James Bond license. I mean, here's your boss battle here as well. What's bad about it is, I mean, James Bond, Live and Let Die had like one major scene in a boat. You know, you kind of just make a game that does that. You know,
Yeah.
it shouldn't have. Like I say, I think the game's actually called Aqua Blast or Aqua Blaster, so very similar to Aqua Jack. Originally, and they said
Oh, you said that.
that is available in America. I think while over here, obviously, it's been licensed as Live and Let Die. But this genre of game, there's only about a dozen games that I would say are Cabal clones. There's a Rambo 3 game by Taito, I believe, which has another version called Devastators.
Oh, he's dead there.
Didn't we fight
yeah.
it? There's a helicopter as well earlier.
A different helicopter.
I thought it was two bosses.
Yeah, we did. We killed the tank and a helicopter, but I destroyed the tank.
Wonder if we could join up. I thought we could have joined up as well. But yeah, so obviously Rambo 3 looks similar to this, and that it's got some like into the screen levels as well, although it does mix it up with sideways levels. And there's a very odd Korean game out there called Hard Times, which I really want to play at some point, because what it looks like is
well, it's a bit of a niche thing, like not niche, but a strange curiosity, isn't it? So
it's a Cabal rip-off. Well, it's a Cabal clone, as in it looks like it's just built on the engine of Cabal.
You fight dinosaurs and monkeys and all
No, Hard Times is the gangster era one, where you fight like Prohibition era enemies and stuff. But there is two, we spoke about these before now, I can't remember the name. Spinal Breakers was one of them. There's two really, really bizarre games of this type where the bosses are just out of this world, and say one of them's called Spinal Breakers, and there is another game which I can't remember the name right now, but I've got it wrote down. They're both crazy. We've had a look on where they look class, so I can't wait to play them. Again, the stuff you're fighting's just out of this world, like gorillas.
You need to use your rockets. You've got loads.
Oh, aye.
Get launch an aircraft and that.
I mustn't lose them when you die. Because at the start.
I'll tell you what's really good. Once you've got the like my sites, well, both our sites at the minute, we've got obviously the
what together?
Fire. But they're quick to give you that back when you die, which is great.
Do you know what it is? I know only on level 2, and I know I made this mistake the other day with Silkworm, but
this doesn't get worse.
First impressions are that it's a very playable without being crazy, and I mean, again, if it was crazy, I wouldn't blame it for that, because this is what you expect from an arcade-centric game, you know.
I just remember this being good. It was like I had nothing really.
I don't remember seeing this in an arcade, though. I don't think I did. I'd be like, I've seen that. No, I think I might have seen it in Shields. Because this, I would have wanted to play this. I would have had to go on this. Definitely seen Rambo 3. Because I think I've seen Rambo 3 and Devastators. Because I remember seeing them at different times and like looking and going, that's not that game. That's got a different name. So this is back in the day where I didn't even register stuff like that, you know.
Yeah.
Licensing issues and whatnot. So there could be a version of this game out there that's not called G.I.Joe. Be easy enough just changing the main character sprites and that, and I suppose the enemy uniforms and whatnot, you know.
I see when because I had to. No, I didn't have to download.
You have to change the logos.
Yeah, I would have it.
What are you saying?
I was going to say I had a look earlier, but I didn't download this one today.
Right.
I already had it in my list of stuff, you know. Sorry, I didn't back up my board today.
Your board? Alright. Oh, yeah. Yeah.
My own robs. I need me.
Do you know what it is? What?
Autofire back.
I wish there was more compilations for people, so you know, and the compilations have got to be justifiable, and also don't just chuck a disc or a download with like 10 old games on.
Metalhead.
This is obviously level 2 boss. Just, you know, I actually like the old Namco Museum volume. I mean, it was just filler. It was all just filler, the little bonuses, but it was cool, you know, and it made you feel appreciated, I thought, because at least it went through the effort to stick little tidbits of information and bonuses. They wouldn't be expensive enough for the company to do to me. A lot of it's just like simple PDF files of flyers and things and pictures of cabinets and stuff, and the interviews could have already been done in the past anyway, just like recorded, you know, like previous. Yeah. And I just thought it's really cheap material that your publishers can add that just makes the package more complete.
Are you hitting him with rockets? I want to hit him with rockets. There we go, you think he's dead. Oh no, he's not, still going.
Doesn't it have energy bars in it, so does it?
No, it doesn't.
You never know if you're doing damage.
Where is he? Come here. Oh, I'm getting away with that. Boom.
He's nearly dead now when he's flashing a bit.
He is. It's a typical Konami flash when you die.
Yeah. But as well, as far as Cabal clones go as well, check out what's it called? Is it called Wild Guns? Is that right?
Yeah, I think it is Wild Guns. Yeah.
That's another sort of like in the vein of Blood Brothers. Like I thought it looks. Never played it properly, but looks cool. Super Nintendo, isn't it?
Yes. Yes, it is. Oh, I've died again.
That's a cool name and all that. Like Wild Guns. I would. If I had a bear, I'd call him Wild Guns. Like got Wild Gun.
Might be a good.
That would be his first name. That would be his first name. So all would get called Wildy for short, and then you think of people who take a shit outside and that.
Yeah.
He'd be like still low. It's just like he'd make it all cool, like especially with a name like Wild Guns.
Wild Guns.
I quite like actually fighting humans as bosses and all, because you've got a bit more sort of like it's personal. Obviously the characters. I mean, I did like the toys back in the day, although I never owned them. But I'm assuming Metalhead is.
To be fair.
What?
I didn't really.
No,
I didn't see a lot in the UK.
No, we didn't. I remember seeing it because I remember thinking it was small. I remember thinking, could they not be like Action Man size?
Yeah, we had Action Man.
Well, isn't Action Man linked somehow? Isn't Action Man G.I.Joe in America? Or something, and they've got spun off into separate.
Maybe it is.
I want to look it up. There's definitely a link, I'm sure. Obviously, Action Man's much earlier. I mean, the toys like 70s, 80s, I think, where G.I. Joe's more 80s, 90s. But I'm sure there's a link. You know, maybe they just stopped doing those like big toys because they're expensive. I remember the tanks were massive. You could probably sit in one. I used to do this thing, you know. I used to like send it skating off the edge of the hill on Tizzix into the path of cars and stuff. Jesus. And I never thought it was lethal at the time, so it gone blasting past the Cambridge and that. And I'm like, you know, you could have killed somebody. You just didn't think about it, do you? Consequences and all that, you know. So we'll go try a different character.
Roadblock.
Yeah, and Roadblock. I definitely remember him in the toys.
Rock,
well, I remember Snake Eye. I mean, obviously we've got the films out there as well, which have been kind of decent, to be fair, man.
Yeah.
I'm seeing them all. I think I'm seeing the last two, but I've seen at least 2 films and they're both good. Christopher Eccleston was the first one.
Was he?
Aye. He's him with a metal face.
Ah, yeah.
Destro, as we call him.
Yes, I think it is, aye. I just remember the second one, really. Rock was in that one,
That was right. I might not say that one, not.
Rock and it was, what's his name?
Like the Rock instantly turns anything to gold, doesn't he?
Pretty much, aye.
I don't think he's ever really been a bad film, like a truly bad film.
Baywatch, but even
I've not watched it, but I've heard mixed reviews of that though. Like some people love that, so
I thought it was alright.
Aye, so if it's not a bad film, it's not, you know, it has to be like, you know, less than 50%. Oh, who's this bird?
Cobra Intelligence Officer.
This is English.
It's showtime.
Space Base?
Oh god,
British accent? I don't know her name. Oh, unless we're not actually fighting her yet.
She'll be dead soon anyway, mate. It doesn't matter.
She was either British or Australian.
But he is Space Invaders.
Something else I always loved.
I expect them to jump in the original formation and start coming down the screen at you, go boop,
aye.
boop, boop.
Aye.
If it was Chijō, it probably would have.
I know. They are like Metroids.
That's actually a vertical shooter. We need to add Lisk Lens, Akenvada, or Space.
Oh, cool. Well, if you mentioned that one, and obviously, I mean the very older games, the earliest games, you can just like maybe do as a little compilation piece, possibly like the Space Invaders Part 1 and 2, and maybe Revenge of the Invaders and that, and then do Akenvada and Space Invaders 91, or it's called different titles, Super Space Invaders. I love that game now, so that would be interesting doing a full long play on the Amiga version. Excellent, by the way. So
yeah.
Again, I don't know if I've played that with the arcade. Well, the Amiga version's got 2 different modes. It's actually like a console game. You've got 2 totally different versions to play. I thought it was really cool. But the bosses and all that, and the cows. You remember the cows? Everyone loves the cows. Yeah, but I definitely wouldn't mind doing like a Space Invaders theme one. But I said the bigger games, obviously, with actual endings, we could maybe do it as each one as its own thing, you know, and then maybe do a little, possibly a competition game, even, you know, where we go for scores and that was Space Invaders.
Yeah, you beat me. I'm terrible at the original Space Invaders. I'm pretty good at Space Invaders.
I'm almost as good at Space Invaders as I am at Street Smart. What?
Super Space Invaders feels more like a modern shoot 'em up with say rapid fire.
It is really. It is. It's its own thing.
But it's great to play through. It doesn't take too long either.
They made Space Invaders 90, I believe it was, for the Mega Drive, and that's its own game again.
Right.
There's some cool bits where there's craters. So when you go into a crater, you can fire at angles and that. I thought it was pretty creative, like.
See all the bits coming off that, man.
It cools out. It's splitting up into pigs like that. But Space Invaders 90, it is literally its own game. It's nothing to do with the arcade game.
Mission 2.
Was it?
Mission 2. I think it's like 3 missions or something.
Oh, I was going to say, I'm not bothered here. This is classes. I like the story segments and all, they're good. So there might be 2 bosses on each mission. Did we didn't kill her though?
We've fought 3 bosses already.
We have, aye.
Just the jungle, this is on the opener, wasn't it?
Oh, we shoot the trees.
Yeah, you can drop the trees down.
Trees have got vagina.
Yeah, see, look. Hopefully any tree huggers out there don't get upset.
As long as they don't get upset, nothing else. They get aroused.
It's just digital trees, they're not real. Oh, I've got me all. I can't say words today. I'm like, my vocabulary's just all messed up.
Oh, anyway, I was talking to you about P47 Aces.
Aye.
Obviously, the first game's just fantastic anyway. But the second game, it's recent. It's from 2022, so it's not
on the X-Aces system.
Arcadia or something. So I don't know if that's something.
Exa, EXA.
Is that something we can get? You think we can do?
It'll be based on PC hardware. I'm expecting.
I would have figured.
You might see like techno parents that supporting it.
Right. The thing is, it's not exactly the same as. Well, you have played through. Oh, you probably have played P47 Aces with me because I had the board.
I think we have, yeah.
Aye, but it's not exactly the same game. I thought it was just with 4 player. It's got extra levels and all that, so I would definitely like to give it a shot. It just looks class, that's all. Obviously, we've got to play P47 Aces and all. It's a short game, though, half an hour. And it's way better. I like the first one, but this is way better. Like, obviously, it came out in '95,
Yeah.
It's a very, very different game. Like 4 different planes and all. All of them got different like main weapons, different super bombs and stuff and that. And the bosses are not what would you expect from a boss in a shooting game in '95, So
big
high,
lots of
yeah. So you've got all that, like you've got all that what you expect. I'm sure one of the levels is a ship again that comes apart all properly this time. So, I'm just going by what Capcom were doing with their 19XX and stuff like that,
Yeah.
So, can't wait to give them a go now.
Well, we'll be getting for the audience. So we'll be getting round to like the narrower screen, proper vertical orientation stuff.
Yeah, we've got a reason.
I want to get a decent like bezel or something ready, or maybe I'll just do what we do with the original effect, where I just kind of like mirror the screen outside of the game area itself. But we'll see.
Yeah, if need be, see what it was, not me. There's a lot we can do, obviously. So.
Well, before when we were playing in the office and doing it in the office, we only had like a small screen, but now we've got the TV, so it's not so bad. So,
yeah.
Like 1943 and that on here and 19XX will look alright.
Yeah. Well, we've got the Strikers game to give a shot to and all because they're class them. They're so short.
They're not vertical resolution really, are they?
They are.
Resolution, but
the first 3 are, but the Neo Geo exclusive one is a normal resolution. Yeah. So, but the thing about that game as well, if you wanted to play Strikers Plus, which is the Neo Geo one, you could just sort of play it separately anyway from the main series because it's a remake of 2. It's actually a remake of Strikers 2 with some levels from the first one.
Strikers 1945 Plus, isn't it?
Yeah, I bought one of them, back in the day. I paid 350 quid.
Was it?
And I sold it for 60 odd years later. You idiot. But this was back in the day when I was going to start collecting Neo Geo, and I'm pleased I didn't sort of get bitten by that bug. It's bad enough doing what I'm doing now, as you know. That doesn't look right. Oh, I thought it was glitching out.
It's hard to tell, isn't it? There's so much going on. I think it is a little bit.
I don't know, mate. I don't know. No, I don't think it is.
I think the lift, whatever it is, glitched out.
Do you know what it is, right? And I shouldn't be doing this because this has made us think of something for a second, right? I've made it clear now that I find Golden Axe Revenge to be my favourite score and beat 'em up, with Street Fighter 2 being a close second, yeah?
Right.
For me. And I think I was blown away by that game, Golden Axe Revenge back in '93 or '4 when I seen it first. It had been out about 2 years by then, and I knew it existed, but I'd never seen it in the flesh, so to speak. And it was just, I come away from there just like wide-eyed, when I was sitting on the train coming home and that. So it blew us away. But even then, I remember the super scaler bits being a bit wrong. Do you know what I mean? Like they always looked like the machine was struggling a bit. I just, that it's good. There's not many of them. I mean, level 1's got one. There's a part in the cave level 2, and there's a bit on level 3 in that.
The System 32 super scaler is the best super scaler. I mean, just look at Outrunners and that.
Yeah.
What's the first racing one more?
What, the first racing game from the super
system?
scaler? Didn't Hang On come out before Outrun?
No, I mean on the System 32.
Oh,
Radmobile, is it?
Radmobile, that's right. Yeah,
So, I mean,
Radmobile.
that and Outrunners look superb,
Yeah.
You can tell, like, the super scaler hardware.
Yeah, and so, which is all the more jarring why Golden Axe 2 sort of struggled a bit. Maybe they just couldn't get right with like having people in the scene. But I just remember thinking it would oh, I'm trying to think of the word for it. It would transition from the basic flat 2D bit to the scrolling bit and back to 2D, and it always had this weird sort of like focus shift. Do you remember?
Oh, yeah,
it looked weird.
Going from the 3D
to the 2, yeah. You could see it was struggling with that a bit, and it would take you out of the game. I mean, it was like three moments in the whole game. So, but I remember even back then thinking it just looked weird,
I like the.
Well, I like that they're trying something new, I like that they were trying something with it, so and it doesn't doesn't damage the game. It's just if I have to try and find a criticism about everything, I've got to be able to find something to say, well, that could have been done a bit better, because otherwise there's no room for improvement,
Yeah.
So I'll always just have a little. To me, no game should score a perfect 10. That's just my opinion. So that's my issue with. I would say as well, still talking about Golden Axe 2, it's not the game we play. It's got some major balance issues, the more you play it, mine. I mean, I'm thinking, like with Golden Axe 1, the dragons and that, we've always said the dragons, not the chicken leg really, but the dragons are way powerful.
Dragons,
Yeah. Way over, I mean, crazy overpowered, especially when you get like dragons at the start of level 3, and fireballs is one of the weapons. I mean, if you hold on to that, which it's not hard, it's not easy to lose it, then, you've got the game licked. You've got a dragon at the start of to start at level 5, like early on the last level. You get that dragon, that's it, it's over. And I thought they would have learnt the lesson a bit, and they haven't, because the dragons are very powerful in the second one as well. I mean, you'll notice that like your enemies come in two very different types. I mean, you've got your Mook characters, which even the skeletons are classed as them, and then you've got the bosses who fight differently, who fight in a very different way. Anything with an energy bar sort of has a very different way of fight. Like they've got stun frames and that, and they always take a lot more damage than even the skeletons do, which are probably the most powerful sort of basic enemy. But if you've got a dragon, mate, you can just tear them apart. And if you've got the skeleton dragon, the bone dragon, if you fire those fireballs, stuff the enemies that's on the floor, you can just take them out without them even getting up. They cannot. They've got no like invincibility frames. Deathstroke. We're getting far into it now. Then this reminds of something off the Aqua Jack, like.
Yeah, I think we're in mud. Either that or our legs fell off.
Maybe it's a glitch. Nah.
I should have left that for you. You need. Oh, I'm dead now anyway. Oh, I need it this time. We are in mud because the enemies are hiding in it.
That's cool, but he's got so that thing hides on the mud. I think if I've got one little gripe about this, it'd be just that there's no energy bar for the bosses, and I would love to see love to have that.
Yeah, that would be good,
Like, I don't know if I'm damaging him. I mean, I think I am.
Yeah, they are.
But they don't flash, do they?
Nah, they just take a lot. To be fair, you've got quite a lot of firepower, so
yeah,
you don't expect them to take quite a lot of. There you go, there's some fire.
He did. We killed him already.
I think
he's gone back on the mud or sand.
Yeah, he's going to pop out. He's still not dying. I think you shoot his gun in placements, don't you? That weak.
I don't know, mate. There's something on the top there.
He's shooting up top,
straight back.
He's doing the Sunset Riders now.
Hi.
Oh.
We didn't mention The Simpsons, I couldn't believe we didn't mention. On the 4 players and that. I was like, I'll not be on the list. But I was like, Christ, Simpsons.
I prefer Turtles in time, and probably the first Turtles as well, The Simpsons. But
do you know what it is?
Still good.
I would say I do, just because I've spent more time with them. But I remember watching someone play Simpsons all the way through, and I was like
Finished
watching the
it a couple of
cartoon.
times. Yeah, it's great. Goodbye, Joe. Who is Joe?
All of them, I think.
Oh, it's,
I mean it. I think they're all like
I think it is.
that's
Aye,
just
it's
Joes.
like Joes,
I think they
yeah.
sort of get called Joes.
Look at that. It's almost like
We haven't beaten it, have we?
3D.
No, I was going to say.
Cobra commander launches the missile battleship to conquer the world. The final battle between G.I.Joe and Cobra starts now.
My God, expect to come next.
The game is not over yet.
Oh. I was going to say, I thought it was telling us that, like, come back for the next game. Aye. That'd be a bit anticlimactic, like, wouldn't it? Especially if you know you have to wait maybe another year or 2 years for the sequel to come out, or in this case, never.
Well,
this looks cool, man. I
it's
like
the
this.
final battle then. On the battleship as well.
On the mega battleship. I think this has been excellent this night. I think I could happily play this
No,
again.
to be fair, I haven't used that many credits.
No, it is. I've never checked. I think I have actually. I think I have. But I'm just having fun. This is classes. This has not really gone daft, this and all. I mean, the bosses are hard, which you expect that. But the main game's quite like manageable on itself. So this would have been fun. This I would have if I'd spent about £3 on this, like a fiver maybe. If I'd spent a fiver completing this, I probably would have walked away fairly happy. Like,
I think the audio and all. I mean, there's loads
music,
of
but
audio.
yeah, man, we know that now. That's just a Konami staple in it. I mean, the quality of the audio of the game's not anything. I mean, obviously, I mean, I know you don't like Crime Fighters 1 now. I don't think it's a very good game, but the music's fantastic, mate. The music, the music, some of it rivals Turtles quality. Cause it's the same people, you know. It's the same sound team that made the. You can tell straight away.
Yeah.
You know, and you can straight away. The music's just fantastic. Like, as is obviously Vendetta as well. You know. But well, I love Violent Storm's music, and it's different though. It's its own thing, but it's still amazing in its own way, you know.
Speaking of Vendetta, we've got Crime Fighters 2 episode coming up after P47, which is episode that'll be released.
We did a 4-player on it and all that, didn't we? So
tomorrow.
4-player
on Crime Fighters 2.
Please do comment, mind, if you'd like to see a 4-player on the first Crime Fighters, because as much as I know you really hate it, and it's not great, but Mark, I think with 4 of us, I think we might be have a bit of fun with it. Like, what it is, you know, it's just certain enemies are really hard. I mean, there's these karate guys, right, and there should be bosses in their own right. They've got a couple of moves that just keep on hitting. They just you've got to get lucky to hurt them. That's like, that shouldn't be in a game like that. Not when you're taking on 2 or 3. I think with 4 people, it just will be surrounding them and that, you know, so it should matter much easier. The bosses as well. Now the bosses. They're different as well in their own right to fight. I think this is it.
Cobra commander.
The bosses though, you can't knock them down, mate. You have to just braid the shit out of them. So 1 player, it's really hard because they don't take, if I remember right, they don't take a set amount of hits and then die, right? You know, like the bosses in Turtles.
Yeah.
You know, you can't you can knock them down, you can stun them a bit, but generally if you just keep whacking them, you will beat them eventually. In Crime Fighters, you have to hit them with a sustained like assault. So you have to beat them for about 30 seconds, and if you don't, or you get hit, it resets. You know what I mean? And you have to do it all over again. So with 4 players, obviously, shouldn't be a problem. Except for maybe the secret final level, like where you fight all the bosses at once. But again, I've seen that done in 2 players just fine. So I think with 4 players.
I think it's one of those games that will buckle a lot into the strain of 4 players, like.
What?
Crime Fighters? Yeah, I think you'll find it will.
Yeah. Tiny little sprites on that game and all, you know. You see,
think it'd be alright.
It's the same year as Turtles, but it must have come out slightly earlier than Turtles, though. I mean, the quality is massive, like between the gameplay of the 2 games, like.
Oh God, yeah.
Both Crime Fighters and Vendetta were common games at the time. 2 games I remember seeing in a few arcades. I seen the 2 and 4 player versions. I think he blew up.
He did. He self-destructed it.
Oh no, he didn't. Or his pal blew up and he didn't blow up.
Oh,
what happened?
It must have been his robot Y.
Oh yeah, he's got one of them.
Yep. So these Street Space fans will know what that was.
Robot Y. That's a shit name, that. Call it Neo X. Like it gets called in the Japanese ones. Neo X. I always wondered that, you know, why is he Y? But then in Street Fighter 4 they follow that, no, don't they?
Yeah.
Well, it's the Y twins and that. But I'm like, why? He's called Mr. X because X is like, because he's a mystery. So you use X. Y? He's like, well, I suppose Y could be a question and all, couldn't it? But I prefer Neo X.
Oh,
Remember, Neo X isn't the same as Robo X.
yeah,
Robo X is I. You know what that is, don't you?
yeah. Yeah, we need to pencil in a date for Streets of Rage 2, Glenn.
Yes, oh Christ, I.
And then Streets of Rage remake. Well, we had a comment regarding the Streets of Rage playthrough, asking if
Well,
I knew about Streets of Rage remake.
Here's the thing though, mate, if we do this, when we do the remake, we'll have to play all 3 at some point. It's going to be a 3-game session.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
not all at once necessarily, because each game's about an hour long.
Yeah.
But I would definitely be doing 3 playthroughs of that though, because it is literally 3 games. And what's pretty cool, you know, obviously,
Right.
because
It's gonna fall. Hey.
you made a good noise and that, and everything else cool. The Streets of Rage 1 and 2 remakes in the package, close, pretty much remakes of the original games with some tweaks here and there.
Yeah.
But they're all pretty close. Well, you played them, haven't you? You played all 3.
Yeah,
But
I finished every game.
I mean, personally, I still think Streets of Rage 3 is a great game, but not as good as 2. And obviously, others have thought that as well, because they're.
I think Bare Knuckle 3 is better than Streets
Yeah,
of Rage.
it is better, yeah, for multiple reasons.
But Streets of Rage 2 is the king of the originals, but the remake is even better. Glenn, that was fantastic.
I think that was fantastic. I think
That's
that
better than Cabal. It's better
Yeah.
than Blood Brothers by far.
Yeah.
It takes those games and it builds on
I
them.
think when we play the next Cabal type game, we should go for Rambo 3 and see if that beats this, and see what we think there, because they said there's only about a dozen games that are like this. I think we should definitely get through all of them at some point, just to see the variant. Well, a couple of them are home games, obviously, like Wild Guns previously mentioned, but we've got that weird sort of Korean game to play, and there's Spinal Breakers and that, and the mystery game, which I can't remember the name of right
The game
now.
is not over yet. Oh.
Oh, we might have a.
Oh, is it me looping us back now?
This is the first level again, isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah. I thought it might have done a Crime Fighters though. And give us a secret boss battle or something.
Oh, we'll just
Yeah, that was still great
finish
fun.
up here, right?
Yeah.
But look, I really enjoyed that, mate.
Yeah.
And
I hope you did.
Yeah, exactly. I hope you guys did as well. And I honestly recommend playing this one. It is a really good game. To be fair.
I cannot believe it. I know fair enough it may have been canny powerful for the time, but I would have looked at Saturn version of this maybe. You know, Saturn version would have worked, like, you know.
Oh God.
Maybe a stripped down SNES port possibly. Might have been able to do it. I don't know, but definitely a Saturn game, like, so. Bit of a shame, but at least it's immortalised forever. So, you know,
It is.
definitely give it a go if you haven't.
That'll do for us guys for today. Thanks for watching as always, and hope to see you next time.
Yeah,
Take care, everyone.
Take care. Bye bye.
Bye now.